Hello there, good evening and welcome to Mega News at 6 live on MBN TV. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at MBN 360. Moving on to the major headlines. Gunmen raid fishermen, seize outboard motors at sea. In business, COCOBOD denies sponsoring Black Stars, dismisses 12 million Ghana cedis donation claim. On the international front, US and Iran hold talks seen as crucial to prevent conflict. And in the world of sports, Kofi Adams pledges welfare support for retired footballers. We have the details of these stories and more. My name is Naja Modut, and now the news in detail. Several fishermen have been attacked at sea and left stranded after armed hijackers allegedly opened fire and made away with outboard motors and generator sets at Senyabreku in the central region. The victims, who had set out to fish in the early hours of Thursday, February 26, were reportedly returning to shore when the assailants operating a black boat launched the attack, leaving them helpless in the water. The Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya West, Gisela Tete Agbutui, confirmed the incident, stating that the attackers targeted fishermen operating 7 canoes. She added that security agencies have been deployed to the area to track down the perpetrators. Traders at Makola No. 2 Market in the Greater Accra region have shut their shops in protest over what they describe as exploitative rent conditions and a 20% charge imposed on them after occupying the property, said property owned by SNIT, for more than 30 years. The demonstration, which began in the early hours of Thursday, February 26, has disrupted trading activities in one of Africa's busiest commercial hubs. The traders say the protest is intended to draw the attention of authorities towards they call unfair financial demands that are threatening their livelihoods. Some of the affected traders expressed frustration over the charges, insisting that the conditions are unsustainable and could force many of them out of business if urgent intervention is not secured.
My problem is that they should make the market popular for us. What we need is the market to sell your products so that we will also get something from it. You are making business. You don't want to invest into the business, but yet you want to take income from it. How does this work? My sister, how does this work? Does it even make sense at all? If you're making business, you invest into it. Make sure you put in something big, something that will make the market attractive. Let people come and buy from us. And whatever money you throw on the table, we are willing to take and pay. But here is the people are leaving the market on a daily basis. There are lots of, the amount of shops here that have been closed is more than the ones we are opened. I'm telling you, you can even go around. It's already unfortunate that today we've all closed. You would have witnessed it for yourself. The market is totally closed. Everything is down. When you wake up in the morning and you come to the market, you can equally count the people who are passing through the market. I'm telling you, it is that bad. And this is our investment. We depend on this market to survive. We have family who depend on us. We have children we are taking care of. So if we don't make any income here, what are we doing? Then what we are selling, the little that we are making, you are trying to take it from us. How does this work? It is shocking. Let me tell you, Jem, we are being choked though. Jem, I talk you all. I talk you all. Come about me. Hey, this is not a matter of politics, though. It is the matter of being father for all. There are members here who are MPPs. There are members here who are NDCs. But it is not a matter of politics. We are being choked. Step in, intervene, be a father for all. We are being choked. We also have families. They have families. They are driving luxurious cars. We walk, we trek. But what we need is to create a very, very, very serene environment for all of us to be comfortable. That is what we need. We don't want anything extraordinary. I've gone to them with tears. They didn't care. So this is the only language we can speak to them that would they will understand. We want Ghana to hear us, JM to hear us. They should intervene. Shike now.
The demonstration, which began in the early hours of Thursday, February 26, has disrupted trading activities in one of Africa's busiest commercial hubs. The traders say the protest is intended to draw the attention of authorities towards the call unfair financial demands that are threatening their livelihoods. Some of the affected traders expressed frustration over the charges, insisting that the conditions are unsustainable and could force many of them out of business if urgent intervention is not secured.
My problem is that they should make the market popular for us. What we need is the market to sell your products so that we will also get something from it. You are making business. You don't want to invest into the business, but yet you want to take income from it. How does this work? My sister, how does this work? Does it even make sense at all? If you're making business, you invest into it. Make sure you put in something big, something that will make the market attractive. Let people come and buy from us. And whatever money you throw on the table, we are willing to take and pay. But here is the people are leaving the market on a daily basis. There are lots of, the amount of shops here that have been closed is more than the ones we are opened. I'm telling you, you can even go around. It's already unfortunate that today we've all closed. You would have witnessed it for yourself. The market is totally closed. Everything is down. When you wake up in the morning and you come to the market, you can equally count the people who are passing through the market. I'm telling you, it is that bad. And this is our investment. We depend on this market to survive. We have family who depend on us. We have children we are taking care of. So if we don't make any income here, what are we doing? Then what we are selling, the little that we are making, you are trying to take it from us. How does this work? It is shocking. Let me tell you, Jem, we are being choked though. Jem, I talk you all. I talk you all. Come about me. Hey, this is not a matter of politics, oh. It is the matter of being father for all. There are members here who are MPPs. There are members here who are NDCs. But it is not a matter of politics. We are being choked. Step in, intervene. Be a father for all. We are being choked. We also have families. They have families. They are driving luxurious cars. We walk, we trek. But what we need is to create a very, very, very serene environment for all of us to be comfortable. That is what we need. We don't want anything extraordinary. I've gone to them with tears. They didn't care. So this is the only language we can speak to them that they will understand. We want.
The government has announced the commencement of processes for a nationwide SIM card re-registration exercise following cabinet deliberations. The announcement was made by the Minister for Communications, Innovations and Digital Technologies, Samuel Nartey George, during a keynote address at the 2026 Data Protection Commission Conference. According to the minister, the upcoming SIM re-registration will be structured to ensure customer convenience, with measures aimed at preventing long queues and disruptions, while strengthening data integrity and national security within the telecommunications sector. Samuel Nartey George added that the exercise will not be constrained by strict deadlines and assured that all data collected will be fully protected in line with existing data protection regulations.
Important responsibilities of regulation is to protect consumers. And over the years, the NTA has implemented key consumer-focused initiatives, including the SIM registration, which was aimed at strengthening security, accountability, and trust in communication use. And on that matter, stay tuned. Later today, I think I have a meeting with the regulator and the chamber on issues of SIM registration. So when we finish that meeting, we'll have a conversation with the general public. But another key consumer protection policy that you've implemented is the mobile number portability, empowering consumers with choice and competition, strengthen complaint resolution systems, and continued enforcement of service quality standards.
Public Utilities Regulatory Commission (PURC) summons the Electricity Company of Ghana over reports of prepaid units depleting unusually fast. PURC Executive Secretary Dr. Shafiq Suleiman directed ECG's Managing Director and Senior Technical, Commercial, ICT and Customer Service officials for emergency meeting to explain the issue. PURC said it had taken note of widespread media reports and public complaints alleging rapid depletion of prepaid electricity units following the January tariff adjustment under the Multi-Year Tariff Order, MYTO. The Energy Minister has also intervened, stating on February 24, via his spokesperson Richmond Roxon, directing ECG to investigate and submit a comprehensive report within 7 days. On January 1, 2026, PURC implemented a 9.86% electricity tariff hike under the 2026 to 2030 MYTO framework. The adjustment aims to fund long-term investments in Ghana's electricity infrastructure. The increase has coincided with rising inflation on electricity and gas, from 6.1% year-on-year in December 2025 to 14.8% in January 2026. The February 26 PURC meeting is expected to clarify how the MYTO tariff adjustment was integrated into the prepaid metering system, review any system parameter changes, and provide a report on the scale of consumer complaints and proposed resolution measures. The Ghana Armed Forces have deployed naval and air assets in a large-scale search and rescue operation following an armed attack on fishermen off the coast of Senya Breku in the Ewutu-Senya district of the Central Region. According to official reports, the Ghana Navy, supported by the Ghana Air Force, began operations at dawn approximately 35 nautical miles offshore. The mission aims to locate and assist more than 50 fishermen who were left stranded after armed men attacked their vessels, firing warning shots, holding victims at gunpoint, and stealing 7 outboard motors, generators, and other valuables during a night fishing expedition. The Ghana Armed Forces have described the operation as ongoing and appealed to the public to remain calm while efforts continue. They assured that further updates on the rescue mission would be communicated in due course. The Inspector General of Police's Special Operations Team has launched a major security operation in Tamale Metropolis following a surge in violent clashes among rival youth groups linked to drug trafficking. On February 20th, during patrols, officers responded to a gang fight at Abuabo Market, where suspects wielded machetes and firearms. The suspects fled upon seeing the police, and calm was restored. Later, the team discovered a male adult's body at Lamakara electoral area with multiple assault marks. Investigations led to the arrest of Abubakar Mohammed, who confessed that a dispute over unpaid tramadol tablets led to the killing. An accomplice, Rashid Sumaila, was also arrested. 6 others were picked up for alleged possession and sale of suspected Indian hemps and opioids. All suspects are in custody, assisting with investigations. The police reaffirmed their commitment to tracking drug-related crime in Tamale Metropolis.
In this house, and they are doing all manner of things there. Are we saying that we don't have elderly people, responsible people who can take responsibility of the security of the area, could disperse this? Because police will come and they will run and they'll come and be hiding this place. So the issue of this consumption of tramadol, sales, is very dangerous, and that is the consequences we are all facing today. I think basically after he has confessed and then we have identified, we are just about to pick the body and then move the body to the hospital.
DSP, apart from this gentleman, how many people have we arrested so far? We have arrested him together with other soup in a particular house. They also sit and smoke. Currently, we have other 3 people in addition, so they are also in custody. And then his accomplice, who was moving with him with the dead body, they were all part when he was beaten, and they couldn't stop him. So we are going to look for all of them. They are currently at large, and I can assure you, anybody who have hands in the murder of this young man, the IGP Special Operations Team will look for him and make sure that they face the full course of the law. Okay, thank you.
Market women at Ashaiman Underbridge Market are mourning the loss of colleagues killed in a terrorist ambush in Titao, Burkina Faso on February 14, 2026. The attack on a truck carrying Guinean tomato traders left several dead, traumatizing many and disrupting the cross-border trade. In an exclusive interview with MBN 360 News, Tomato Queen Madam Alice Momo Okansi described the incident as gory and very inhumane, saying such attacks are a painful reality for traders. This is what we go through whenever we travel for tomatoes, she said, calling for urgent government intervention. The attack caused tomato prices to skyrocket, with a single tomato selling for 5 to 10 cedis and a crate reaching 8,000 Ghana cedis. Prices have eased to 3,000 and 4,000, but traders say the instability hurts their businesses. Madam Okansi urged the government to revive tomato farming in northern Ghana, restore key dams like Bulungu, Via and Navrongo, and reduce dependence on imports. Madam Mary Okansi, secretary to the Tomato Queen, also recounted a recent frightening experience, saying they narrowly escaped an attack. Many traders have lost lives, and the trade is a very primary source of livelihood for many families. We'll go for a break and be back with business. Do stay with us.
Hi, welcome to Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth. Our serene environment and cozy rooms provides a pleasant stay. To book a room with us, call 055 5940 and 0241 972076. Locate us at Teshinungwa Estate, number 8 Coconut Street, directly behind A-Life Supermarket. Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth.
Welcome back. In business, the Ghana Cocoa Board, Cocoa Board, has denied claims that it sponsored the Ghana national football team with a 12 million Ghana cedi donation. In a public notice, Cocoa Board described allegations that it diverted funds meant for cocoa farmers to support the national team as false, misleading, and without any factual basis. The board categorically stated that it has neither sponsored the Ghana national football team nor redirected resources intended for cocoa farmers for such a purpose. At no point has Cocoa Board diverted funds meant for farmer payments to support the Black Stars, the notice emphasized. Cocoa Board reaffirmed its commitment to its core mandate of prioritizing the welfare of cocoa farmers, including prompt payments for cocoa purchases, the provision of inputs and extension services, and sustained investment in the cocoa sector. The board urged the public to disregard the circulating claims and to rely solely on official Cocoa Board communication channels for accurate and verified information. The statement comes amid heightened public scrutiny over funding allocations and support for national activities, as Cocoa Board seeks to assure stakeholders, particularly cocoa farmers, that their interests remain paramount. The Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, Dr. Shafiq Suleiman, says Ghana's electricity demand is rising far beyond official projections, driven by economic stability and growing consumer confidence. He revealed that consumption growth has overtaken the expected annual targets. Dr. Suleiman attributed the surge to improved power supply reliability and renewed economic activity. His comments come amid discussions about the government's proposed 24-hour economy policy and its potential impact on electricity demand. Efforts are underway at the highest levels of government to address the situation. According to him, the country's power dynamics have shifted significantly.
We are looking at ensuring that the consumer is not overburdened. I mean, alongside ensuring that the utility also gets something reasonable to work with, especially looking at their short-term or critical investments so that they can be able to keep the system running. I'm hoping that there will be a windfall from government side to be able to invest in some water production and water extension systems. But for now, I mean, you can't transfer all the burden onto the consumer. 225% would have been too much. We are now seeing new trends in the demand projections. So as I said, base load is generally the minimal power that is required to keep the system running at all times. From 2024 and early 2025, it was around 2,600, 2,700. Over the year, it has escalated to 3,600. Now we are hitting towards 3,800. That's a new phenomenon. And you're also now looking at the peak load. Peak load is getting out of, is really going high. We are experiencing new peak loads as high as 4,300 or 4,294. Consuming more power. I mean, beyond what has been projected. I mean, we are looking at an annual projection of 8% per annum, but I can assure you that we are moving faster than that. And it's because of the stability, it's because of the availability of the power, and then the suppressed demand is now being curtailed, and more consumers are coming on board.
Entertainment is next. Stay tuned. In our world of entertainment, rap icon Sarkodie is officially set to headline Rapaholic UK on March 6 at the iconic Royal Albert Hall, a historic celebration of Ghana's Independence Day in grand style. Ahead of the much-anticipated concert, Sarkodie paid a visit to the venue, soaking in the atmosphere of one of the world's most prestigious stages. The visit signals both preparation and reflection as the award-winning rapper gears up for what promises to be a monumental night. In the build-up to the show, Sarkodie granted an interview with the BBC, where he shared insights into the significance of the concert and what it represents for Ghanaian music on the global stage. During a live Instagram session, the rapper assured fans that his team is fully prepared for March 6. He expressed special appreciation to promoter Bizzle Entertainment and Kilimanjaro Live for their role in making the event possible. Sarkodie also took to Instagram to reflect on the journey, posting a photo with the caption, "Beautiful journey, and I can only be thankful." As anticipation builds, Rapaholic UK at the Royal Albert Hall is shaping up to be more than just a concert. It is a celebration of Ghanaian excellence, resilience, and global impact. March 6 promises to be historic. We'll go for a break. When we come back, El Samuels will bring the sports updates and international news.
Welcome back from that quick break. It's now time for us to bring you the sports and the latest and the international stories. A group of staff of the National Sports Authority staged a demonstration at its headquarters on Thursday against the directive seeking the revocation of their appointments.
The protest follows a directive from the NSA board after questions were raised about whether the recruitment process complied with established public service procedures. Some of the emotionally charged staff insist they had worked for months and contributed meaningfully to the operations of the authority. The controversy centers on claims that the recruits did not go through the required clearance processes under Ghana's public sector regulations. Requirement into state institutions typically requires approval from the relevant authorities such as Public Service Commission and the Finance Ministry, as well as advertisement of vacancies and formal interviews conducted by a duly constituted panel. In the midst of the unrest, Acting Director General of the NSA, Yao Ampofo Ankara, engaged the aggrieved staff and assured them that efforts were being made to address the situation. He appealed for calm and urged staff to allow management and the governing body to resolve the matter through the appropriate channels. The dispute comes after the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, held a meeting with the NSA board and management over the issue. The minister had earlier requested employment and employee data from the Director General amid reports that the appointments were being reviewed.
Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Eddie Adams has pledged expanded welfare support and formal recognition for retired footballers after meeting representatives of the Retired Footballers Association of Ghana.
The delegation, led by Association President James Kuku Dazi, called on the minister to press for structured government support for former players who helped shape the country's football legacy. Others, including former Ghana international Mohamed Polo, Abdul Razak, Willie Kluche, George Alhassan, and Reverend Osei Kofi. The minister, while acknowledging the contribution of past players to Ghana's sporting history, also outlined plans to improve post-retirement support systems. He revealed that the newly established sports fund would support not only active sports development, but also the welfare of retired athletes, including health assistance and post-career opportunities.
We will take these matters raised here seriously and see how we can deal with each one of them in a much more serious and deliberate way to take care of the situation. Your time and play is the reason we are still very highly celebrated as a football powerhouse and a sports power country. And so we cannot ignore that. We must find a way of continuing to celebrate that.
So that does it for the sports. We're going for a break. When we return, we'll bring you the international stories. On the international front, US and Iranian officials have met in Geneva for a third round of indirect talks seen as crucial to averting conflict, with President Donald Trump threatening a strike Iran if a nuclear deal is not reached.
The discussions come amid the largest U.S. military buildup in the Middle East since the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq in 2003, and with Iran vowing to respond to an attack with force. Thursday's talks were adjourned after 3 hours. Oman's foreign minister, Badr al-Busaidi, who is acting as the mediator, said negotiators had exchanged creative and positive ideas and would return after taking a break. We hope to make more progress, he added. But the chances of an agreement remain unclear.
Elsewhere in Africa, South African police are investigating a fatal shooting at a secondary school in the coastal city of Cape Town that killed a 14-year-old pupil and a taxi operator.
An unidentified man opened fire on a taxi as the driver waited to pick up pupils on Wednesday, shooting the driver, another man and 2 children. Police said 2 pupils aged 14 and 16 were also injured in the attack, which has been linked to long-running deadly turf wars between rival taxi associations. Violence has plagued South Africa's highly competitive and lucrative taxi industry for decades. While minibus taxis continue to dominate the market, the rise of e-hailing services is increasing tensions, leading to violent and sometimes deadly clashes between operators.
And as we end this evening news, at 6 News coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. The news was also live across all our social media handles on MBN 360. Before we take leave of you, we take a second look at the stories making headlines.
Gunmen raid fishermen, seize outboard motors at sea. In business, COCOBOD denies sponsoring Black Stars, dismisses 12 million Ghana cedis donation claim. On the international front, US and Iran hold talks seen as crucial to prevent conflict. And in the world of sports, Kofi Adams pledges welfare support for retired footballers.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. The news came to you live from the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate on NBN TV. News was read by Sarah Na Odote and myself, L. Samuels. Make a date with us same time. Tomorrow we'll be back with more news. Good evening.